Shalom, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, by Shem Yahweh Shai, by Sharon Kakwadash, and double honors to our elders and apostles of Great Millstone that taught us his truth. Peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful Lake Akim that's teaching and preaching his truth with all righteousness and sincerity. This is Aki Awasap. Today's lesson is entitled, and is occupied in the meditation thereof. And Lord willing, you be edified through the spirit and power of Yahweh, by Shem Yahweh Shai, which are the true names of the Heavenly Father and his only begotten Son. And as always, the sit-downs, the lessons, the street speaking is for the remnant, the elect, the Israel of the Most High, to you as the gospel preached. And today's lesson is inspired by a precept here in Ecclesiasticus chapter 39, verse 1. And it reads, "But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High." See, with this truth, you got to give your mind to the law. And the law doesn't just stop at the commandments. The word law means instructions, and it's instructions all throughout the Bible, all in the Psalms, all in the Proverbs, even here in the Ecclesiasticus. All right, you have to give your mind, and giving your mind will lead you to filtering your life through the scripts. All right, we have to live in this word, all your decision making and how you go about handling certain situations, how you go about, governing yourself and even walking in the faith. You have to filter it through the scripts, all right? Because that's how we get our comfort. Let's pull this up over here in Romans real quick, which Romans was an epistle that Apostle Paul wrote to the Israelites that were in Rome, okay? So when you go here to Romans chapter 15, verse 4, it says, "Whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning." So the different things that we read all throughout the history, the writings, the law, all right, is written for our learning. It's not just information that happened in the past and that was the past and, we're in the future now. Things has changed and that information is old. No, there's no new thing under the sun, like it says in Ecclesiastes, the first chapter. That which have been is that which shall be, and there's no new thing under the sun. So history repeats itself. All right, these same spirits through the act of reincarnation, which reincarnation is biblical, it cycles through the earth and these same things happen. All right. That's why things repeat itself. So when we look at the scripts, look at the things that's written aforetime, we're supposed to learn from those things. And when we see particular things happen, we can go back to what happened during that, we can go back to what happened in the scripts and we can apply it in our walk. And that will be comforting to us because we know that the men of old went through particular things and they applied the scripts and it worked out for them. Case in point, you have Joseph, he was in prison. All right. And he prayed. He prayed to the Most High. Most High delivered him. We see what happened with Jeremiah, which the Lord raised him up to be a prophet, and he sent him to his people, and they wanted to kill Jeremiah, but Jeremiah, he kept pushing, and there was a hedge of protection about them. We look at the different things that happened with King David and how he suffered many trials and tribulations, but he kept his integrity. Job, he kept his integrity. So we learn these different things that were written aforetime, and it's supposed to comfort us in our walk. But continuing on in Romans 15 and 4, that we through patience and comfort of the scripts might have hope. All right. Because the different things that we read in the scriptures is supposed to produce faith and comfort. So back here in Ecclesiasticus chapter 39, verse 1, "But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High and is occupied in the meditation thereof." You got to sit up and think about the different things that you read. Here's the word meditation in Google.
Meditation.
It says the action or practice of meditating. Now you have some synonyms here. It says contemplation, thought, thinking, muse, pondering, consideration, reflection, prayer, study, cognition. So you got to sit and meditate in these things. Now that doesn't mean you just sitting up all day, you just sitting and thinking, but you got to carve out time and think and meditate. Whether it's you doing your lessons in the morning, whether it's you doing your reading, however you go about your program and serving the Lord, during that time, you got to incorporate some type of meditation, some type of thought into this, because sometimes we can get wrapped up in emotions, doing my lesson. Let me just knock out my lesson and get on. But you do have to spend time meditating on these things, man, because wisdom will reveal things to you. So back in Ecclesiastes 39, verse 1, it says, and is occupied in a meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient and be occupied in prophecy. So the scriptures is telling you what spirit it will enable a person if they're meditating on his word. It will lead him to be occupied in prophecies and seek out the wisdom of all the ancient. Who are the ancient? Like I was saying earlier, through the spirit, Job, Jacob, King David, Solomon, Samuel, even Samson. We learned things, even though Samson fell, which at the end of the day, it was the will of the Lord because he wanted to have war with the Philistines. But we see how Delilah kept pressing Samuel to get the information out of him. And we learned that once Samson told Delilah basically the truth, and she took that information and turned on Samson, we learned that, hey, it's best to keep the doors of your mouth closed to her that lieth in your bosom. So stuff like that will keep us pushing towards the mark, all right? So it says in the second verse, he will keep the sayings of the renowned men. You will quote the prophets. You will quote the precepts. Me personally, a precept that I constantly quote on my day-to-day, probably not every day, but, a precept that often comes up is a prudent man foreseeth the evil and hide himself. I pretty much apply that in my life as far as going out in this world and navigating and doing my affairs in Babylon. You got to foresee, you got to have a vision. So that's an example of keeping the sayings of renowned men. And Solomon went into that. Let me see if I can pull that up in Proverbs. I want to say it's 21 and 3 or 22 and 3. Okay, maybe it's probably the next one. Oh, no, that's Proverbs 2. Bear with me, Akim. These lessons are done through the spirit. I want to say it's 20. Yeah, Proverbs 22 and 3. A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself. So a wise man can see the potential danger out of a situation and avoid it, all right, through the spirit. But the simple pass on and are punished. A foolish person will pass on it. They're not going to take it serious. Oh, I ain't nothing. I got it. And as it says here, and are punished. So there's a consequence. So I keep through the spirit and power Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, and all brothers should keep this saying of this renowned man, Solomon. All right. By humility in the fear of the Lord are riches and honor and life. Yeah. So, being humble, going after the fear of the Lord, which is the beginning of knowledge and wisdom. That's the riches, and from it you get the honor and life. So you're applying these things, you meditate on these things, and when you're going through your trials and tribulations, it will be your stability, because you'll meditate on these words and it'll get you through whatever time that you're going through. This is Isaiah 33 and 6, and we quote this all the time, but it's weighty. And wisdom and knowledge, which is this truth, shall be the stability of thy times. What times? The times when you low in the spirit, the times when you going through your trials and tribulations, dealing with niggas at work, dealing with traffic, dealing with your girl, dealing with children, dealing with niggas in your apartment building. The wisdom that we get from the scripts, and we filter our life through it, that'll enable us to be stable in our times. Whereas the people in the world, they don't have this information. They don't believe in this information. So when they're going through trials and tribulation, they're just going to crash out and burn. It says, and strength and salvation and fear of the Lord is his treasure, lining up what we were just reading in Proverbs 22, verse 4 and 5. Humility and the fear of the Lord is riches, honor, and life. But let's go back here to Ecclesiastes 39 and 2. He will keep the sayings of the renowned men, and where subtle parables are, he will be there also. Yeah, he will understand the subtle parables. All right, because the spirit will lead him. He will seek out the secrets of grave sentences and be conversant in dark parables. Yeah, he gonna be And you hear the bros when they speak, you know, they pretty much speak like the scripts, because they meditate on the scripts, they read the scripts, and they filter their life through the scripts. Even bros pray, you know, in the old English, which, you know, the Bible was translated from the Hebrew to the Latin, the Greek, and to the English. But the point is, you know, this information turns us to the old ways, you know. And the old ways were, you know, we spoke in parables, we spoke in dark sentences, and we understood things. You know, like Joseph, when Joseph had that dream about the 11 stars, you know, basically playing obeisance, the other brothers of Joseph, Judah, Issachar, Zebulon, they picked up on it quick. Oh, you think we finna be worshiping you? You know, they understood the interpretation of parables and dark secrets. And I mean, not dark secrets, but secrets of grave sentences. All right. He shall serve great men. You know, we have our leadership, and appear before princes, and will travel through strange countries, for he have tried the good and the evil among men. So this truth give you, you know, once you apply it, you know, you go through particular things, you get experience. All right. And you have tried the good and evil thing among men, you know. But I don't want to drag it out. I just want to go into how, you know, it's good to be occupied in the meditation thereof. You know, carve out time to think about the kingdom, think about walking on that golden paved ground that it is prophesied the kingdom of heaven will have, which the kingdom of heaven is rulership of the Israelites. Meditate on that. You know, meditate on having the new bodies. Meditate on governing the world in righteousness, on how we're going to truly live, and everything is going to be under the order of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. And the earth is given back to its rightful owners. We ain't going to suffer. It's not going to be no more curse. We're going to really live out our years. It shall not be an infant of days. You know, our children is going to live out their lives. You know, we're going to eat real food, drink real water with oxygen in it. You know, you got to meditate on those things, man, because that keeps us pushing towards the mark. And this information is to me first, then it's to the Akim. So Lord willing, was edifying through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, which are the true names of the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son. And as always, the sit downs, the lessons, the street speaking is for the remnant, the elect of Israel, the Most High. I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Kakwadash, and double honors to our elders and apostles of great millstone that taught us the truth. Shalom, Akim. Stay strong, stay watching. Shalom.